So I'm Adam, I'm a business development manager at Holloway Friendly, and this is Meet the Team.
How long have you been with Holloway Friendly?
I have now been at Holloway Friendly for 7 years. So yeah, one of the longest jobs I've ever had.
What's the most common question about income protection you get, and what's your answer?
From a technical point of view, it's probably relating to self-employed people, people in the gig economy, people who've got unusual income sources, or it varies really. And I think at Holloway we take a really pragmatic approach, which is if we can't look at get the suitable amount of evidence for the last 12 months, we'll then look at an average of the last 3 years, which is really useful, particularly bearing in mind post-COVID, just how kind of fluctuating people's incomes have been. Ultimately I think we're looking to try and do the right thing for the customer and get them exactly what they need by being a little bit more flexible.
What tips would you give to advisors who are wanting to sell more income protection?
If you look at the insurance industry and ask the average person how do they feel about insurance, most of them will probably turn around and go, I hate it, I have to do it because I own a car and the law says I do. So it's how do we turn that around and actually make people appreciate the benefits of insurance really. And I think the advisors and us as BDMs and insurers, we have a job to do on that. We need to make it more attractive. We need to be more humble, really important. We need to be more empathetic and actually see things from the customer's point of view instead of looking at things from, well, what am I wanting to get out of this meeting really? And ask a completely different question set. So at the moment, obviously we all have to complete a fact find when we meet a customer, and that's very much about asking the technical questions, but actually it's the soft questions that are really going to get the most out of those conversations really and get the customer bought into the whole protection kind of conversation really. So very much about, well, what are your financial goals over the next 5 years and what's the threats to you achieving those goals? Those kind of questions really, a bit more personal. So yeah, be humble, be more empathetic, ask better questions, I think would probably be my advice.
And what kind of support do you give to advisors?
Obviously for me, service is king. And I don't think expectations out there are very, very high. All people want is, if they've got a query, answer the query correctly and quickly, and obviously just deliver a quick service. So very, very simple really. So I work with somebody who's on the phone, and together we kind of manage the area that I work, which is the Southwest, South Wales and Scotland. And I think it is very much just about those simplistic kind of aspects really. So what is it we can do to kind of make your life a little bit easier and just match those expectations and deliver that service quickly?
So tell me about a memorable time you've been able to make a difference to an advisor.
Well, I can't really take credit individually really. I mean, there's lots and lots of examples. I think the most gratifying is when somebody's not used us Holloway Friendly before and then do start to use us because of a meeting that you've had or because of a bit of information that you've imparted to them. But I think overall the trust and confidence with using a new provider comes from, as I said before really, delivering a really good service and meeting or exceeding their expectations. And I can't take credit for that. I'm just a small cog in a big wheel really. So yeah, I think all of Holloway got to take credit for that.
Tell us a surprising or a fun fact about yourself.
So anybody who knows me knows I am very, very clumsy and klutzy, ridiculously slow, ridiculously so, to the point where I have probably nearly, if I reflect back, died a few times, but in comical scenarios. So there was one particular situation where I'd first met my wife and we were a bit skint. And the washing machine broke down, and she said, well, why can't you fix it? That's a boy's job, why can't you do that? And it's like, okay then, I'll do it. But obviously nobody told me that you had to turn the electricity mains off first. So I took the lid off, started putting my hand in and fiddling around a bit, got thrown across the kitchen floor about 18 feet. And let me tell you, I would never do that again, but that's happened a couple of times really. So yeah, I'm always bumping into things, tripping over things. I've got broken toes and I broke my nose 4 times, and it's all from doing really, really clumsy, stupid things. So yeah, that's the worst thing, the worst aspect of me.